Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. For over a decade now, I've been helping people recover from OCD. I've myself suffered and fully recovered from severe OCD, as have my clients.
Today I wanted to talk about a question I get asked often: when will I recover? So let me explain how this works. Point A is where you're doing reassurance, rumination, trying to figure things out, asking other people, checking on Google, confessing, doing physical compulsions if your OCD is more towards physical compulsions than rumination. That's point A, right? That's the start. At this point, you are powering up your OCD, and that is the reason why it keeps going, why it keeps sending new thoughts, because you keep continuously powering it up. Point B is where you stop all of this power up. And the recovery journey is to little by little stop the stuff that you are doing that powers up OCD. Stuff that you're consciously doing, where your OCD tells you you should figure this out and you go and figure it out. Or OCD tells you to do a compulsion and you go and do the compulsion. So not going and doing that. So again, point A is when you're doing everything. Point B is when you're doing zero. OCD can't sustain itself without you doing compulsions, without you ruminating, without you doing all this stuff. And this includes ruminating about the process of recovery as well, right? It can't sustain itself unless you are constantly powering it up. So when you reach that point B, from there, it's just a little bit of time for the brain to kind of run itself out of gas, so to speak. That residual stuff that was from before you powered up to run out of gas, and then it stops sending you these thoughts. So the journey is from point A to point B. You can complete this journey by reducing all the things that you're doing. I see it happening with clients because, again, we're doing the tracking. We're very accountable. They're sending me texting. In about a month, you can do it in 2 months, you can do it in 5 months. It really depends on you. I find that with tracking, it's 1,000,000 times faster. Not actually 1,000,000 times, but it's, even in my earlier videos, I used to say 6 months. Now we're getting it done faster. But again, this really depends on the situation that you're in. Sometimes people say, Ali, I can only reduce by this much because I have a life, I have responsibilities, I can only handle what I can handle. So it's everybody is different in their situation. A person can devote more time to their recovery, or if they're motivated to devote more time. For example, they have something happening where by that date they need to be recovered. So with clients who have those situations, we work to make sure that we're hitting milestones to achieve recovery before that date. Or if it's very soon, then at least achieve as far as we can go towards recovery, so they're in the best possible scenario. Because, I mean, there's only so much you can do if the time frame is like weeks, right? But it is your journey. And I don't want you to feel bad that, you're recovering slower. Because, again, every situation is different. But your recovery can be really fast. I want you to also understand that you can really knock this out really fast if you just stay strong, get off of Google, stop asking people. It will be very painful, but you gotta go through it. Disregard, just keep going. Try to stay busy throughout the day. The more you do this, the faster you will get to that point B where you're no longer powering up OCD. And when you get to the point B, then it's just a matter of time until it, like I said, runs out of gas. You start to feel better. Well, you'll feel probably when you power it up to zero, again, because my clients are always sending me the tracking. I'm like a tracking analytics person because I see it. I mean, I get so many messages every single day with it. So what I see from my clients is when they get to zero, their anxiety level is about like a 1 or a 2, but it's still a little bit there, and it shouldn't be, right? So when they first get to zero, yes, they're not powering it up anymore, but there's a little bit of a residual power up happening. And that's why it's when you get to zero, it's important to still track, to still be on top of this for a few months. I would say at least a month, to cement the process of recovery. And again, the recovery work has to be all day. It can't be that you did one thing and you feel very good about it, which is, it's good that you feel very good about it, but it can't be like, well, I'm doing great recovery work because I did half hour of recovery work. Even if that half hour was terrible, what did you do the rest of the day? And there's only a few situations with OCD, such as like driving OCD, where the person can only do a very specific exposure, right? But in most cases, your OCD is with you 24 hours a day. Well, not 24 hours a day, but all the times that you're awake, right? So if that's, and in dreams sometimes. So if that's true, but you did your 15-minute half-hour exercise, I mean, it's better than nothing. I'll take anything, right? But it's not enough. It will not recover you, and then you'll feel like those people on the internet that say that OCD is chronic and you can never recover. By doing half-hour of recovery work a day, definitely not. Because you're ruminating all day or most of the day, which means you're powering it up more then you're fixing it. Do you know what I mean? That's the biggest problem. That's why people say, I'm still stuck, I can't recover, because you're powering it up more than you're fixing it. I hope you find my videos helpful. Thanks so much for watching. If you would like to do one-on-one recovery program with me, all the information is available on youhaveocd.com. I'll see you tomorrow.